Hey guys, Lily Jang here. Thanks for watching House to Home. We are in Edo. How gorgeous is this view? All right, we have a lot coming up on today's show. We can never forget last year's February freeze, so let's think ahead about winterizing your home. We're going to talk to the inspector about what you need to do. It is one of the biggest fees when you're buying or selling. I'm talking about the title policy. What is it? Who pays for it? And what does it cover? We'll run that down as well. It is one of the highly anticipated home tours in our city. We're going to take you through a mid-century modern on the AIA home tour and also give away free tickets. You guys, if your home is always in disarray like mine, we're going to talk to a professional organizer and help you clean up all the toys, your messy spouse. We're going to show you how it's done. Right now, let's kick off the show with the hottest homes on the market.
Hi, I'm Tiffany LaRose. Welcome to the House of Many Palms in the heart of Highland Village at 4006 Essex Lane. Come on in and take a look. Carol, this house is absolutely spectacular. You did an amazing job. What makes the house so special?
What makes it so special is the quality and the people who build it. And our contractors are not the cheapest ones. In fact, sometimes they're the most expensive, but you'll have peace of mind living here.
What a beautifully dramatic powder room. Tell me about this room.
Well, it started with a stone that we found. It was hand cut for us in Mexico, and it's an onyx. And then the chandelier is from Jill Brown here in Houston. It's a Venetian chandelier. The sconces on either side are from Kelly Wursler, who's a fantastic lighting designer in Los Angeles.
I love how you took the onyx from floor to ceiling. Carol, this primary bathroom is really different. Tell me about all the elements of
I hope it's different because we wanted to have a master that when you walked in, you just went, wow. And this is a tile that came from Mexico. It's called encaustic tile. It's a cement tile with Japanese brass embedded in the tile. It's a Japanese soaking tub. And then everybody knows that skylights leak. So we did clear story windows up here. So we have natural light. When you're putting on your makeup in the morning, you almost don't need to turn on the lights.
This closet is really big. Who has enough clothes to fill it?
Probably you, Tiffany.
Probably, yes.
So I don't think you can ever have too much closet space. So we want a packing station. So when you're going on a trip, you have a place to open your bags. And we want room for long garments like evening gowns, and we need a place for the handbags and everything else in between. So
I love the built-in drawers. And
yes, yes.
Thanks for stopping by the House of Many Palms during the day. We'd love to see you back for an evening showing. The house is absolutely stunning at night as well. Reach out and schedule your private tour today. Thanks for coming by.
Hello, my name is Melanie Cooper with Vision Realty Group of Keller Williams Professionals. I'm here at 5634 San Felipe. Come take a look at this property with me. The primary suite is spacious, yet offers an intimate setting with its own fireplace and a private patio. When I think of this bathroom, I think of the word spa, with a standalone tub on a bed of rocks, 2 vanities, 2 walk-ins, and the water closet is complete with the bidet. Ride the elevator to the 2nd floor, designed for entertaining. Soaring ceilings, clean lines, and many other attributes add to the contemporary design of this unit. The family room is flooded with natural light, great for entertaining with access to the wet bar, the formal dining room, and the kitchen. Third floor with secondary bedrooms and private bathrooms. One bedroom has been converted into a designer custom Hollywood closet, but can be converted back. Did I mention that this home comes with all the furniture? All right in the heart of dynamic shopping and fine dining. Thank you for touring 5634 San Felipe with me. If you want a private tour or want more information, contact me on my Instagram page. Have a great day.
Hey guys, this is Jose Nieto, your realtor, team lead from J Nieto team at Around Town Properties, here at my new listing at 9136 North Ridge Drive. Let's check it out. Check out this amazing kitchen, guys. It features granite countertops, custom cabinets, and it opens up to the living area. Great for entertaining. This primary bedroom is amazing, guys. It has tons of natural lighting, has vaulted ceilings, and enough room for all your furniture needs. The ensuite, guys, it features granite countertops, a frameless shower, and then also a jetted tub, great for relaxing. Upstairs, you will find 2 large bedrooms. Guys, let's check out this balcony that overlooks the 5 acres estate here. Possibilities are endless, guys. Beautiful views for days. Alright guys, thank you for coming and checking out my new listing. If you want more information about this beautiful property here in Conroe, contact me at Jose Nieto Realtor on Instagram or Jose Nieto Realtor on Facebook. Thank you guys.
Welcome to this beautiful home in the Westwood subdivision in Magnolia. This 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with 1,744 square feet is an entertainer's dream for a backyard space. This is where you will enjoy cookouts and football weekends with your family and friends. This custom-built patio and deck is wired with plenty of outlets for multiple TVs and speakers. This lovely home has new paint throughout and sits on a 21,000 square foot lot. Please come tour today. Coming up on House to Home, could you use a little help organizing your entire life? We introduce you to somebody who can help. Also, tips to winterize your home and avoid problems before it gets cold. And the highly anticipated AIA home tour is back. We walk you through this amazing mid-century modern and give away free tickets to the tour. All right, guys, if you're about to buy a house or sell a house, one of you guys out there is going to pay for that title policy. What is the title policy and how much is it? I want to bring in my friend, Teresa Guillen. She's a closer here at Chicago Title Memorial. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure, and thank you so much for the opportunity to provide this information. What a title policy is, unlike other insurances where they cover items and things that happen in the future, a title policy or title insurance is for things that have happened in the past. What happened to that property prior to purchasing from the seller?
Okay, so title policy and title insurance are the very same thing.
Yes.
And it is to kind of just make sure there's no liens on the property.
Liens, encumbrances, any defective title, and making sure the person who's selling the property or the seller listed on that contract is the correct person transferring the property to the new buyer.
Okay, so for somebody who doesn't know what that is, who is this protecting? Who is the title policy protecting?
So in a sense, it protects both. It definitely protects a buyer because they're receiving a property that they know there's no outstanding issues. The seller who sold it to them does own the property. They paid off their mortgage. There's not a mortgage company that's going to come after them wanting that property back. They've updated their tax information. They have any taxes that were due or collected and paid for. We do prorate the taxes, so that protects the buyer when the taxes are due, depending on what time of year they close. If there's a homeowners association with that property, the buyers also being protected there, because if there's any assessments due or anything, transfer of title or transfer fees that need to be collected, that buyers knowing that that stuff is being taken care of before they own that property.
I work with Teresa a lot. She is my go-to. She is the unsung hero here at Chicago Title Memorial, because you put out fires I don't even know exist. So during the height of the bidding wars, we were seeing buyers pay for the title policy, and it's no longer really that case. It's back to the sellers.
Yes, yes. So sellers do have a question. They're like, okay, so I'm going to sell this property. I want to cover this owner's title policy for the buyer. I want to give them this property knowing that I'm walking away and you won't see me again. So what we do is we do have a calculator for the policy amount. It's based on the sales price. We do have an app that is Chicago Agent One. You can input the sales price and it gives you the policy amount, and that's buyer, seller, or realtor. You can just input that information and you'll know what the policy is.
Roughly 1% of the sales price is what it comes out to.
Yes, sometimes, just depending.
So I want to talk about you guys as a title company, because not all title companies are the same. And at the end of the day, this is where money is held in escrow. This is where all the paperwork is done. This is where you close on the house. You guys are the brains of the operation, and I say this to you all the time, Teresa. It's like I could not live without you.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah. Yes, so what we do here, the experience that we're trying to create, you know, title insurance has been around. It's definitely something that's needed for buyers and sellers. You want to make sure your property is protected. When you live in a home, you want to know that no one's going to come knocking at your door saying, hey, I own this property, or someone owes me for this. You want to know that that stuff has been taken care of when you get to the closing table. One of the good things about title insurance also is it protects you on taxes. You know, sometimes Harris County Appraisal District or other appraisal districts update their records at a slower pace than we'd like, and you know, those things come back up. When you're a buyer, you can reach out to your title company with that policy. Hey, this is what I thought was covered under my policy. What are my next steps?
Yeah, Teresa's always a text away. I mean, like when I text you, I call you sometimes at 10 o'clock at night, and you answer with all the questions about title that go over my head. So one more last question, because if you have a cash transaction, if somebody's paying cash for a house, is the title policy, do they have to pay for that still?
It's still there, and I definitely suggest, I know in some cash transactions there are buyers and sellers like, oh, we can just, I'll sign a deed for you. It definitely saves the buyer any headache, because what if that seller is not the person who is supposed to be selling the property?
Oh my gosh,
what if
I'm sure you've had that happen.
Yeah, there's divorces, there's people who passed away, there's heirs to a property, and when that buyer owns that property, they just want to know that they have a policy that they can depend on and go back on, saying that the right person sold me this property.
Teresa again, my unsung hero, Chicago Title Memorial. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you guys are busy, raise your hand. If you guys have a messy house, raise your hand. Everybody has a space they would like to be tidier. How do you get there? You don't have the time, right? I want to bring in Nicole with, your company is called?
Space to Breathe.
Space to Breathe. And you come in and you basically just clean up our lives. This is one of the homes that we have used here in the Heights. Tell me what you've done to this space.
So this client has two sweet little girls. They're 1 and 3.
They're adorable. Wait till you see them.
And they love to play. But then at the end of that day, how do you kind of get everything back in its home?
Yeah, it's a tornado.
Right,
pretty much. Yeah.
Right. So in the space, we kind of restructured how their toys were organized and how they're put away. So what we did, obviously a 1 and 3-year-old can't read yet. So we really, the big thing here was toy labels with little pictures so that they can't read, but they can see the pictures and they know where to get things and where to put things up.
That's adorable.
Yes.
I think it's really cute that little kids have a place, and I can't wait to show you this, and they can identify with those pictures.
Yes.
They can see exactly what it is.
So the big thing here was making everything accessible that they can get to on a regular basis, and then the things up higher that they need adult supervision for. And the other key was having a home for everything and making most things in a container and find a home within that container. And then we did these cute labels like we mentioned that have the pictures on it, so they know exactly where everything goes when they're ready to clean up.
So we just showed you video of what it looked like before Nicole came in and did her magic. And this is what it looks like now. How long did it take you to do this? And how do you even know where to begin?
I worked with the client just to do this in about 3 hours. And then really it was about just sorting. We did a little quick purge of some items that they don't play with anymore.
What kind of clients do you work with other than moms, kids? You have a big variety of clients.
I do. I'm a busy single mom, so I can relate to what things in a house can help you be functional and get out the door quickly. I also like to do luxury homes. I love master closets. The kitchen is the center of a house, so kitchens and pantries are a great project to help clients with. And then I also help people move into new spaces.
Jess Brown is a homeowner, and I know what your house looks like. It's always clean, but it's like really clean today.
I know, Nicole and her team did a fantastic job.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, how long is it gonna take before this becomes a war zone again?
I think Everly and Isla could destroy this within 30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay, we'll enjoy it while it lasts. So show me over here. Can you grab me one of those little animals? You wanna play with it?
Can you grab her your favorite toy to play with?
This is now really easy for you to find everything.
Oh, it's fantastic. I have the coloring books and the puzzles upright so that I can see exactly what I have. What's your favorite animal inside? Can you show Miss Lily?
Ooh, the shark.
That's right, Everly loves sea life.
So Everly, can you show me how you put it back? Yes, so all moms out there are like, we need Nicole.
We do. We're gonna have to have her come back for our other closets in the house.
Straight ahead on House to Home, we will never soon forget the February freeze. Let's get ahead of the curve and winterize our homes now. And walk with us inside this adorable mid-century modern home, and we give away free tickets to the AIA tour. Before we know it, it's gonna be fall, it's gonna cool down, and we have to start thinking about winterizing our homes. Let's get ahead of the game and talk about it now. Jeff Owens with Preferred Real Estate Inspections joins us, and you have 3 tips for the exterior of the house, 5 tips for inside. So I'll let you take it away.
Exactly. So in preparation, trying to get a little head start while the season changes and we start getting a little bit cooler weather. If you're on an irrigation system, check that backflow preventer on the outside.
This is in-ground sprinklers.
That's the in-ground sprinklers, correct. Check that, make sure it's fully insulated. Outside hose bibs, for example, like this one here, you want to go ahead and insulate it and protect it now and not have to worry about it.
Because there's water in there and the water will freeze, the pipe will burst.
Exactly. A lot of that soft metal in there will freeze and bust, and then before you know it, you've got a real big problem on your hand that it takes a plumber to come out, and they got to shut the water off the whole 9 yards. So take these little devices here. It's an insulated 4 hose bibs specifically, Home Depot and Lowe's. It's super easy to put on. You can do it within 10 seconds. Put that on, leave it, forget it. And that's good there. Another thing too is check on the outside as we get into the cooler weather. We're going to be wanting to migrate away from our AC and get into our heat. We don't want that cold air coming inside. Check all your outside openings. For example, your doors, your windows, make sure they're sealed. A lot of inspections I do, most of the windows for the most part are all meeting sealing on the outside.
Because you really should do this once a year. It's deferred maintenance that a lot of people have.
Exactly.
Get your windows sealed and you seal it from the outside.
Seal it from the outside, exactly. Seal on the outside, and that way you don't have that cold draft coming in, and when the heater gets on and whatnot, it's going to start pulling that cold air in. And you don't want to have that fight, plus you have to do it anyway for the summer months. So get you a painter out there. I would suggest doing it yourself because of some of the high windows. Simple caulk on the outside, you're good. It's usually good for 2 or 3 years, but those are really saving tips on the outside, and you're really good for many years.
Okay, let's go inside the house. 5 more tips from Jeff. You can see the outside from inside, so we've got to weatherproof this door.
Exactly. So probably the majority of the homes I inspect, there's always going to be, I find, light coming through, either through the front door, back door, side door, garage door. The best thing to do is to make sure that has a tight fit. Here it may be a combination of weather stripping and the adjustment of the door lock itself. As you see, there's a pretty big gap there. As the AC or even the heat's on, it's going to draw a lot of that cool air from the outside in, and you're going to be fighting against that, just trying to keep the home warm during the winterization.
It's 1,000 degrees. What am I doing? Turning on the fireplace. We gotta make sure it's open. The damper is open.
So exactly, during your summer months, with a particular, depends on the fireplace, the damper does have to remain open if you have gas logs and a gas product. However, when you get into the winter, where we start getting a little bit cold, if you're not anticipating using the fireplace, the damper that's right inside there really needs to be closed, assuming you're not using the fireplace, because as you had turned the heat on, it's going to draw that cold air down the chimney, down the flue, and into the home. So there's a damper on there that you can close. Just obviously remember it when you go to light it thereafter. That does need to be open. That's very important.
That's very important. How do you know if you have a damper or not, because this isn't a closed fireplace here?
Yeah, all fireplaces are going to have dampers. It depends on this one's enclosed, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to get to, but since you have a glass enclosure on this, you're probably safe here that you don't need to mess with the damper. But the majority of fireplaces that I do inspect do not have the glass enclosure, and obviously has a little damper pull rod right underneath there that allows you to open and close it. So that's really important during the winter months, because that will draw a lot of cold air into the home.
3 more things: furnace, insulation, and pipes.
Yeah, so very important. Most people do not come into their attic, enter their attic. We get into the winter months where we're going to start converting AC to heat. You have to have your furnace checked at least once a year as well. Generally, when you just fire it up, you do have a smell in the house. Generally, people say, "What's that?" There's my heat come on. Just make sure that everything is sealed properly. There's no gas leaks, and obviously it's burning efficiently, and you actually have heat when you need it. Second thing would be the insulation. The insulation obviously is keeping the heat that once you put in the home from escaping. So make sure you check the insulation, that you have enough insulation. 10-12 inches is usually the preferred minimum. If you don't have that, consult an insulation company as far as giving you some pricing as far as adding to that. Will really help out on the efficiency and electric bills throughout the year. Second is the pipe. So as you have a lot of water supply pipes, you might have those exposed, meaning they're above the insulation and they're not wrapped. So if they're in the insulation, you're good, but you might want to take visible look within the attic to see if this wrap, for example, is on your water supply. If it's not, even if the different types of water pipe systems that we have nowadays still will freeze if we have another February like we did. So it's very important to have that, and once you're done, once you do it once you're done, you forget it.
Can you leave it on during the summer though?
Absolutely, leave it on during the summer, don't mess with it, and have somebody in there to do that, a plumber do it, that way you don't have to venture into that area where it's unsafe. But have them do it, and then you're done with it. You don't have to mess with it again. So those are very important during winterization.
I like getting ahead of the game. Jeff Owens, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome, thank you.
Walk with us through this mid-century modern on the AIA Home Tour. Hey guys, we are here in Washington Terrace in 3rd Ward in front of this really adorable mid-century modern house that's on the AIA tour. I want to bring in Rusty Bienvenue with AIA Houston, and this is one of 8 homes. Tell us all about it. It is adorable.
Yeah, it's a fantastic house. It's sort of a Tudor style. Been here for 100 years. But what's new about it is everything inside. The homeowners to make a great house, you have to do 2 things. One, a great architect and a great homeowner, and this one has both. They did a really good job of preserving what they liked and then making it suitable for modern families.
And made it their own.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, they made it their own.
Tell us about the tour for people at home watching right now who don't know the AIA tour.
Yep.
What can they expect?
AIA tour is once a year, October 22nd and 23rd this year. They can expect to see 8 of the best houses, best new architectural construction in Houston on the tour.
Why was this one chosen?
This one was chosen, I think, because we try to do, it's a great house on the inside, wait until you see it.
Yeah.
That's one thing that was really chosen for the interior of it. But it also was chosen because we like to show a variety of styles and scales. We don't want just massive houses. This one was chosen because it's a really sensitive addition and renovation to an older house that almost anybody could do.
Yeah.
If they have a great architect to do it.
Let's go inside. Let's go. Mark Schatz with M+A Architects Studios joins us now. You are the visionary behind this.
Me and my partner working with a fantastic client on this one to modify a really nice 1940s house, which we're standing in that modified version right now. And then we did a glass addition to the back.
Tell us about this kitchen.
The kitchen in the original house was a very typical, very compartmentalized, stodgy, not really friendly kind of space. So this is basically a big surgical area of the new project where we went in, removed a couple of walls, moved things around, a couple of very small but meaningful gestures that generated this really wonderful kitchen that now fits in this smaller size older home.
I love this, Mark. Texture, feel.
Texture, This is all about
colors.
the experience. So one of our big design goals with all of our projects, but in particular projects like this, is focus on daily living and trying to improve everyone's daily lives. So stuff you touch, stuff you see, that you interact on a daily basis. These are the things that are sort of those subtle improvements beyond just sort of like it looks cool, but it actually makes you feel better. And you'll see that when we go to the back and you see this glass living room, bedroom kind of thing we have going.
Let's go. We are exiting the old part of the house, the original part. And where are we going, Mark?
We're now moving into the back where we really have done some surgical modification here. So to this side, we have what was the original bedroom wing. The footprint is essentially the same, but we've modified a couple of the bathrooms to make them a little bit more functional. And then we removed what was the back of the old kitchen and the laundry area back here to open up onto a new den TV media area that makes our transition into the completely new addition to the back. So you can see as we've gone from the front of the house moving towards the back, it subtly changes in shift in style and tone, but there's a continuity that goes all the way through.
I notice a lot of natural light.
Natural light is a huge thing for us.
Mark shots, this is amazing. This is all glass.
It is.
So zen.
It is exactly that, and that was what the owners were shooting for. The bedroom addition back here is about 400 square feet, so it's the only really new part of the house. But what's really wonderful about it is it's centered off this back entry, so you can come in if you have a long day, you're working late, go right to bed, don't have to mess with the rest of the house. But then you walk into this space, and with all of this glass, that sense of virtual expansion out into the little deck space and garden that we have makes the room seem much bigger. And this is not a very big room, and that's one of the things we really like about this project and want to share is architecture doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be expensive, it just has to be thoughtful.
And practical.
Exactly. So here, speaking of practicality, the layout of this room is all focused on how the furniture fits, and the owners have this wonderful graphic image. This is from one of the owners' childhood memories of swimming out in Wimberley, and so they brought that in. It's a super graphic to be a headboard art piece for the room, and it works so nicely because it blends in with the treescape that we see through the windows around. So with our normal neighborhood privacy fence, you can be in a glass room in the back and still be completely private from your neighbors.
One more question before we let you go. It's got to be an honor to be chosen to be on this tour.
It is. You know, the AIA tour is such a wonderful tour because it really tries to reach out to people and say, you know, architecture really makes a difference. It really does. And so if you're thinking about doing something, hire an architect. I tell people, even if you don't hire us, hire a fellow professional because it makes a difference.
It makes all the difference.
This house is a perfect use of space and dollars, but to better use, not a very expensive project, not a very big project, but who wouldn't want to live here?
That's right. We will see you on the tour.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir. If you would like to win free tickets to the tour, please follow my Instagram account, Lily Jang, and also Modern Houston Homes on Instagram, where we will be giving away free tickets to the AIA home tour. If you would like to be on the next House to Home, or if you have story ideas, please reach out, house2home@kprc.com. And as always, if you have any questions about buying, selling, or investing, please reach out to me and my team. We will see you next week on House to Home.